Somebody needs to tell me what Chris Beard fed his team before this tournament. I mean, seriously, what is going on with Ole Miss? Here's a team that was originally like what? They were 12 and 19 going into the tournament, and yet they're now 15 and 19 and have beaten Texas, UGA, Alabama. They had no right to be able to beat Alabama or UGA, but they did. 80 to 79 against Alabama, 76 to 72 against UGA, and 76 to 66 against Texas in this tournament. I mean, seriously, what is Chris Beard feeding his Ole Miss Rebels? Now, they're going to be facing Arkansas, who, I mean, hey, they're 24 and 8, 13 and 5, just beat Oklahoma by 82-79. They're one of the three, they're tied for second in the conference. Now they've got a better overall record than Alabama. So, because, well, Ole Miss took out Alabama for the second top spot in the conference. I don't know what's going on with Ole Miss. I really don't. But we're going to take a look at these two teams by the numbers. I ain't going to do a full breakdown. You've already heard me talk about all these different players. You've heard me talk about AJ Storr, Malik Dia, Elias Carmardine. Now, you haven't heard me talk about so much about Darius A. Cup, Trevin Brazil, but you know who they are. Malik Thomas, you know who they are. So we ain't going to go into full breakdown mode. We're just going to cover these teams side by side, which in all honesty, that ain't been very helpful with whatever Ole Miss is doing. I mean, seriously. They have a garbage regular season where they go and lose 19 against everybody. They lost to Iowa, they lost to Utah, they lost to Miami, they lost to St. John's in a 4-game losing streak. They lost to NC State. Then they went on a 2-game losing streak as soon as they pretty much hit SEC play, where they lost to Oklahoma, lost to Arkansas. Then they went on a really bad losing streak where they lost to Auburn, Kentucky, Vandy, Tennessee, Texas, Alabama, Mississippi State, Texas A&M, Florida, and LSU. That's a 10-game losing streak right there. Beat Auburn, then they lose to Vandy in South Carolina, and then they've just gone on a tear through the SEC conference. I mean, I would hate right now to be anybody betting these games. I really would. I mean, they had a 10-game losing streak. They had a 4-game losing streak. You can't make this up. They had problems against Austin Peay, for Pete's sake. Memphis, they did halfway decent. Southeast Louisiana, they did halfway decent. But Austin Peay was 72-65. That's a lot closer than what they should have gotten with Austin Peay. So we're going to try to figure out who's going to win this game by the numbers. Now, let's get into it. Before we get into the crux of this video, hit like, hit subscribe if you like college sports, because I do college sports, primarily college football, college women's gymnastics, do a little basketball, and other sports on occasion, but that's what I do, college. Also, General Robert Neyland, former University of Tennessee head football coach for decades, had 7 maxims to win any game, but they can also help you if you apply them correctly to your life. The second one is play for and make the breaks. When one comes your way, score. That is a maxim that can be also applied to your life. Look for those breaks and take it. Okay, so the Rebels are scoring on average 75.3 points a game. They're 192nd in the nation on that. Razorbacks, on the other hand, score 90.2 points a game. They're fourth in the nation on that. Uh, Ole Miss allows 75.6 points a game. Literally zero point 0.1 points worse than what they score. Arkansas allows 79.9 points a game. So their defense a little weak sauce. Field goal percentage. Rebels have 44.2% field goal percentage, 241st in the nation. 50.3 for Arkansas. They're 12th in the nation. Free throw percentage. Now, Rebels actually have this one, 75.1%. They're 76th in the nation, whereas Razorbacks are 74.5, 96th in the nation. 3-point percentage. Arkansas's 38.3. They're 14th in the nation. Whereas 243rd for the Rebels. They're 33%. Rebels make 7.23 points a game. They're 241st in the nation. Whereas Arkansas is 8.2. They're 141st in the nation. Assists a game. Ole Miss is 13.9 assists a game. 176th in the nation. Whereas the 28th ranked Razorbacks are 17.1. Total rebounds a game. Neither one of these two teams are all that good at rebounds defensively. 30.2 for the Rebels. They're 279th in the nation. Razorbacks are at 32.2. They're 164th in the nation. Turnovers per game. Now here's a slight difference, but not by much. 8.8 for Razorbacks. They're 14th in the nation, whereas Rebels are 25th in the nation. They're 9.1 a game. Block shots. 5.2 for the Razorbacks. They're 14th. 4.2 for Ole Miss. They're 64th in the nation. And Ole Miss gets 7.1 steals a game. Arkansas gets 7.3. When you're talking Arkansas, Darius Acup, 22.7 points a game, leads in that. Rebounds, he's at 7.3, leads in that. Oh, wait. Pardon me. That's Trevin Brazil that leads in rebounds. Pardon me. Darius Acup leads in points, assists. Trevin Brazil leads in rebounds, steals, and blocks. Darius Acup makes 22.7 points and 6.4 assists. Trevin Brazil makes 7.3 rebounds, 1.5 steals, and 1.6 blocks. So they may work better as a team, but those two are the main ones. Malik Thomas is coming in there really good. Billy Richmond's coming in there really good. It's a solid team with four players in double digits, and Malik Ewan is really close to double digits. Now, when you're talking Ole Miss, AJ Storr leads in points with 15.3. Malik Dia leads in rebounds, 5.7. Ilias Carmadine leads in assists and steals, 3.8 assists, 1.3 steals. And James Scott leads in blocks, 1.3. They got three players in double digits with one kind of close. This shouldn't even be, I mean, you're looking at defensively, when you can't score over what you allow the other team to score, you seriously should not be considered for this. Not to mention, but, Arkansas is allowing a lot of points against them. They're blocking halfway decent, but their steals are a little weak. But their shooting is amazing. They can really score. Oof, I don't know what to say about this. Now, the experts at ESPN are saying that 74.9% chance for Arkansas to win this game, 25.1 for Ole Miss to win this game. I have no idea. I'm honestly thinking that this should be an Arkansas game. Woo pig Suey on this one. But I don't know what's going on with Ole Miss. I mean, seriously. Maybe some of you hotty toddy folks should be telling me what y'all been feeding them down there. What's in y'all's uh, cocktails down there that y'all been feeding them boys at Ole Miss. I mean, seriously. They had a horrible season, regular season. Then all of a sudden they get into the SEC tournament and they're unstoppable. Reason I think Arkansas's got a chance in this game. They're a little bit better rested. Ole Miss has got to be wearing thin at this point. This is a magical run, but still, you know, okay, the rebounds aren't that much different. Shooting wise and scoring wise, Arkansas's got it in the bag. Not so much when it comes to defense. They're about the same on defense. Assist may be helpful. A little bit more teamwork for Arkansas. Uh, blocks aren't really that much different. Neither steals. I don't know. I'm flummoxed at this point. I mean, you take a look at stats, Ole Miss versus Alabama. A team that should probably be considered somewhat similar. Ole Miss shot 46% to Alabama's 41. Did much better in 3-point. They shot 42% in 3-point range and 41 or 42 versus 31%. Free throw percentage, okay, Alabama had that one beat. They out rebounded Alabama 42-36, and definitely led in defensive ones. Uh, Assists are the same. Alabama beat them in steals. Ole Miss beat them in blocks, but I mean, neither one of those were by much. Ole Miss turned over the ball a lot more. Points in the paint thing. Ole Miss fouled more. I don't know. Alabama had to have had a meltdown or something. They just weren't prepared. Well, Arkansas's gotten warmed up against a team that's not playing as hot, but I mean, I really don't know what to tell you at this point, folks. At least Oklahoma's a good team, and it's a good time to get warmed up. Is the only thing I can think. This has been Paul with Redneck Sports. Y'all have a good day now. Bye. Hey, folks, before you leave, if you're can't become a member via my YouTube channel, which that's for my thinker. I've also got sports. I've got a Patreon. If you really, really want to help me out, I would be much appreciated. But hey, hitting like, hit subscribe, hit commenting, all those things really help me out. Have a good day.